lie.
How did we get swapped around? What did you do?
You're the one that does it, and you know it.
I didn't. Hang on, look, I can fix it though. I think. Maybe. There we go.
See, I don't ever mess with any of that. I don't know how to do it.
I don't mess with it either. I just figured it out one day playing around with it. But if you remove me, then put yourself back or whatever, it swaps us around. So, hey, y'all.
Hey, everybody. How are you doing? This show promises to be damn thrilling. It's just Squirrel and I. And in my defense, I keep thinking that I got people lined up and they're like, no, I didn't think you meant this Sunday. And I'm like, yeah. Or they're like, I can, it's too last minute. Then I'm scrambling trying to find people. I got a bunch of people that have agreed to do the show, and they're going to be some good guests, but it's just a timeline thing getting them on here. But it's Memorial Day weekend anyway, so a lot of people have already got plans and everything. So can't really blame them. So this will be pretty laid back, just me and Misty going over some stuff. There is some stuff that we want to talk about it, but before we get into all that, though, seriously, hope everybody is having a good Memorial Day weekend. Hope everybody understands why we have Memorial Day weekend. This is a huge weekend for barbecuing, so I hope a lot of people are out there working the grill today. I got ribs on, chicken going on here in a little bit. I know Slade Monk's doing ribs today because he was texting me earlier.
It's ugly here.
Well, yeah, it's overcast and drizzling here. It's not very pretty. And I got a baby fawn running around my yard for the past 2 days now. It's in the woods. It's only a foot tall. And it come right up to me. And I almost was going to pick it up, but then I heard another doe bleat. And, does will take in stray fawns. So I was hoping that maybe it would go hook up with that other doe, but it was still out here this morning, just a couple hours ago, I guess. Yeah, not this morning, but.
You're going to have to feed it or.
If it's still not with a deer tomorrow, I'll go try to wrangle it and I guess have to bottle feed it because it's tiny. But anyway, trying to let nature do its own thing. Sometimes we get in the way there and we think we're helping and we're probably messing up the process more than we realize. But no talking about grilled food unless you plan to share. Come on over, Robert. Come on over. I'll share I'll bring it in and show it to you. I just put the ribs on the grill so they won't be ready to wrap or anything for a couple hours, and there ain't no way I'm sitting here talking to Squirrel by myself for a couple hours because it'll just be a Spence bashing festival.
No, I'll be nice to you. I know you hadn't been feeling good. You've been sick, so I won't be too hard on you today. And I don't feel so great myself. I think I inhaled too many paint fumes yesterday.
It's because you stayed up late and tried to eat all that food at 12 o'clock.
I was hungry, y'all. I've been remodeling the she shed, and I'm hoping if something happens and the computer just goes all crazy, I've probably kicked off in the floor because I've got it sitting on a bar stool right now. I painted all day yesterday and was moving stuff around, and oh my gosh, I hadn't ate. My daughter's like, I'm going to go to Cookout and get some food. You want something? I said, I want a lot of somethings. I'm starving. So I ate a burger, 2 large fries, and some cheese curds. And I had a hot dog, but I didn't eat it. So.
And a couple beers. And she stayed up late sucking in fumes.
It was so strong when I came out here this morning. I told JR, I was like, I have got to open this place up or I'm going to die trying to sit out here and do this. It was horrible. It would knock you down and just, as soon as you opened the door, it was just right in your face. So, yeah, I may get a little loopy through the show just because I'm sitting in here closed up.
Don't blame it on the paint fumes. You're putting out a precursor before we even get going. Are you guys barbecuing anything tonight or tomorrow?
I don't know. We might tomorrow. I think it's supposed to be a little bit nicer.
Yeah. I think
Getting
it's
out the
supposed to
rain and
still be
doing it.
raining here tomorrow. But, realistically, I mean, we kicked off summer kind of early this year. So, I mean, it's no big deal if we have a week where it kind of cools off a little bit and gets a little dreary.
Yeah, I'm not that big into barbecuing that I'm getting out in the rain and doing it. So,
Shut up, Mike. I'm trying not to interfere with nature, but I'll go out there and grab it tomorrow if it's still wandering around without any kind of a mama deer to take care of it.
I wonder what happened.
Who all's in the chat? So I see Michael Haywood. I see Joe Parker. Billy Schilling. Oh, I don't want to hear it, Billy.
Hey, Billy.
Harry. Robert. Rusty. David. Kathleen Roscos. I probably just completely messed that up. But Kathleen, if you're listening still, thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. And of course, Cashew. How you doing, Cash? But anyway, have you had anything? Have you gone out at all in the past? I know you went out a couple weeks ago, right? And you didn't have a whole lot pop off. Has there been anything in the past month or so? Any activity?
No, not really. I mean, we found some stuff like, some signs, but as far as like anything being vocal, it's been really quiet.
I'll tell you, when I first moved in here, I first moved in this house the fall before last, like in October of the year before last. And I heard some stuff and found some stuff that made me think that if boogers were moving through this area, because I record audio a lot, and I captured some stuff, and then I found some manipulation, but possible manipulation. But sometimes you don't know how old that stuff is. I mean, even if a booger did it, who's to say that they weren't just moving through your land at one point, 2 years ago and haven't been back since? Doesn't mean they're there all the time. But when I first moved in here, I was kind of, because I captured 2 pieces of audio that look like a booger. I was kind of thinking that the boogers were here in the fall. And also, I get in the woods a whole lot more in the fall. So I'm a lot more actively looking for stuff in the fall and winter versus spring and summer, because, it greens up real quick. And you got the ticks and the chiggers and snakes and everything you got to watch out for. And it's just, and normally in the summer, because of my job, I'm pretty busy and everything. So I spend more time in the woods, from October to March,
Yeah.
or September, October to March, somewhere right in there. So I was under the impression of that. But I tell you what, I've seen 2 things that have changed in the past week and a half here. And eventually I'll show everybody like videos and whatnot, but I want to see what happens to it. So I'm documenting it right now. I don't want to show it right yet because I'm not positive that it is anything. I want to make sure. I'm pretty sure that it is. But then the other night, I was sitting out on the deck here. I think it was Tuesday night. It was either Tuesday or Wednesday night, right at about 7:30. And the sun, because where we are, I'm on top of a hill, but we're surrounded by mountains, right? So once the sun gets behind the trees at a certain angle, we lose a lot of light. It's still ambient light out until almost 9, but we lose a lot of light as soon as it gets behind that tree line. Well, I was sitting out there and my wife had come out and she was sitting out there, and my wife does not want to admit anything about boogers. I try to show her stuff and she's just like, nope, nope, nope. Don't want to think about it. Don't want to hear it or whatnot. My kids are all like, oh, was that a Bigfoot? Everything, and I'm like, no, not every damn thing is Bigfoot. But we were sitting out there and we were just, she was reading something on her phone and I forget what I was doing, but I was sitting right there. and this howl popped off. And honestly, it might have been an alpha male coyote. It's very rare to get like a recording of an alpha coyote setting off the troop. But what happened was this howl went off, and it went on for like 10, 12 seconds.
Wow.
And it was loud, and there weren't coyotes afterwards. The coyotes didn't kick off afterwards. But while it's going, the first couple of seconds, you're like, oh, listen. But then it just keeps on going, and it's getting louder and louder. And my wife actually stopped and looked up, and she's like, what is that? Is that a coyote? And I'm like, maybe. And she's like, it doesn't sound like a coyote. I was like, no, it don't, does it? And, I'm waiting for her to catch on, and she's like, no, it's a coyote. And I'm like, okay, you tell yourself that. Now, it might have been a coyote, but I just want to rub her face in it. But anyway, it went on for like 10, 12 seconds. And then I kept waiting for the coyotes to go off, but they didn't. So I started like doing a coyote call back. Nothing. Like nothing. It just, everything got quiet. It was a long, loud call, and everything got quiet. And then eventually, the noise came back and everything, but nothing else happened. The coyotes didn't go off. The coyotes didn't go off whenever I was trying to get it to respond again. So I don't know. I've always thought that fall and winter was a better time of year, but a lot of people supposedly have more activity in the summer. So I don't know.
The last few times we've been out, we've had a big group. You know what I mean? So I think that kind of changes a lot of things too. When you're by yourself, seems like stuff is a whole lot more likely to not care to let you know that it's there versus if you've got 8 or 10, 12 people with you. I think we had maybe 11 or 12, 13. I don't know, because Jennifer's husband and everybody went with us this last time. So, but the thing is, it was actually a place that we go to a lot. And what we found was new for sure. I mean, it may have been a few weeks to maybe a month since we had been there the last time.
Yeah. I mean, anytime I've ever been out with like a large group, the only exception I can think of really is at Mark Green's. Whenever I went down to Mark Green's just here a short few months ago. Now that was a deep, well, maybe. I mean, maybe that was Bigfoot activity. We definitely got reply vocals from doing calls, but they were so far away. You just, it wouldn't do me any good to post the audio captures of them. You can't really hear it. You can only kind of barely see it on the spectrograph, and even that right there, there's a lot of people, understandably, that just go, the spectrograph doesn't prove anything. Now, I would argue with those people, but again, I'm not trying to convince people about boogers. If you don't already believe in boogers, this ain't the show for you, because I'm not trying to convince you of it. Now, if you already believe in them, yeah, listen up, because I know a lot of people that are going to give juicy details on how they go about finding them and narrowing down the location. And, there's people out there that, I'll tell you what, man, I would so like to tell y'all some of the people that I talk to, but some of the people that I talk to, they don't want to be publicly known. And some of the stuff I've heard, they don't want me to repeat it. But there are a couple people coming up that are going to give me some inside tips on certain things. But anyway.
You think they're going to? They ain't nobody going to tell you nothing. Nobody wants you to know anything. You you try, but it's like you
please
out of them.
You only get private interviews with people because you're a girl with the pigtails. Be quiet. We all know how this game works.
Hey, don't be jealous.
Don't shake your head at me. And then I had to upload the video. You didn't even record the video the right way.
Oh, well, how come? What was wrong with it?
It was in 2 parts. Whatever you did, the video and the audio were separate, and I had to put them back together.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. See, Spencer won't teach me nothing, y'all. He don't want me to know anything because he's afraid
That
I'm going
is
to be able to
such
do
a
this
lie,
without.
Squirrel. That's such a lie. Anyway, but I do want to tell y'all that there's a couple people that you've seen on this show that have had activity. Mark and Greg have had stuff happen here in the past couple weeks, and I'm most likely going to get Mark Green back on here at some point in the next little bit, because he is picking up witness reports like wildfire here in the past couple weeks. Like, it's not him, it's people contacting him right there in his area saying, hey, we've got this going on. He's going over there and recording them and talking to them and looking into it and everything. So again, for whatever reason, seems to be a lot of activity happening in the South right now. I don't know. But something
Thank
I
you.
love that vid and you shared it too. Oh, well, thank you, Chef. And I'm sure Kane appreciates it, which we need to contact Kane and let him know that it's out on YouTube because you did. Because yeah, he might want to put it on House of Enoch. And guys, honestly, if you're serious about the Bigfoot thing, even if you don't go in the woods, I'm telling you, you should go watch House of Enoch from the very beginning. From the very beginning, and go through the whole thing. And you should watch all of the videos on Eric Tipton's channel, Appalachian Bigfoot Explorer.
He's going to start putting some new stuff out, he said. And he's done, I think, 1, maybe 2 videos. I know 1.
Well, the main one that he has on there that will interest a lot of the people that watch this is going to be the one that's called, I think it's called Breaking the Code or whatever. And they're still not going to give you all the secrets, but they do show more in that one than they do in a lot of the other stuff. And I get it that a lot of people aren't as interested in the stick manipulation thing and everything. In fact, hold on before I forget about it, because Joe Pass, Cowboy, was his latest video where he's like, not everything is Bigfoot. He flat out says he doesn't think that a lot of the stick manipulations and bows and X's are done by Bigfoot. That's fine with me. I do think that a lot of the manipulations, if they are legitimate, I do think that Bigfoot makes stick manipulations. I've seen a lot of stuff in person that, looking at it, there is no way that I think that that happened naturally. Now, I do think a lot of what people post on Facebook and everything is a bunch of crap. I mean, I'm not saying I know something that they don't. I think that people just walk out in the woods and they go, oh, 2 branches fell together and Bigfoot did it. No, I mean, I look for way more than that to make sure it's not natural. But going back to Kane and Eric, this is what I will tell you. These guys have dedicated a lot of time and a lot of miles in the woods to figuring some of this stuff out. And I'm telling you, if they know their stuff, and everybody should go and watch the House of Enoch stuff from the beginning and watch all of Eric's stuff on Appalachian Bigfoot Explorer or whatever else it's called.
Yeah.
But anyway, so one of the reasons we are doing a show today, even though we don't have a guest on here, and I'll try not to bore the hell out of everybody and make this a real long show or anything, but Misty and I are most likely going to be doing a Woodwalkers meet and greet. And the reason for this is because Mark and Larry with Beast are probably going to be doing a meet and greet over in Missouri or Mississippi this year. I think he said Missouri is more like where they were narrowing it down to. And if they do, they're moving, you know, a little bit over to even more central part of the country. So a lot of people on the East Coast are going to be reluctant to go that far. Well, since we're all kind of affiliated and everything, I mean, we're all the same people. It's not like the groups are any real thing. They're, you know, we try to keep it so that it isn't a clique or isn't a group. But anyway, Misty and I thought that maybe we could do a woodwalkers thing, probably at the end of this year or the very beginning of next year. Just depends on how long it takes to plan and get the area lined up and everything. And after talking to her, I think maybe we might end up doing it somewhere right there in Tennessee, right on the edge of North Carolina. She has a lot of experience in that area, knows some good places. Excuse me, still fighting a cold a little bit. I would rather do it in North Carolina where I'm more familiar with it, or Virginia, but nobody's coming to Virginia and there's not as much activity here. Her spot is a much better area overall with activity and everything. But it would be a meet and greet. It might not necessarily be a everybody going out and like doing boogering or whatnot, because at the time of year and everything, we have to keep in mind, you know, you got bear hunting there in September. When does bear hunting end in Tennessee?
It starts in September and it varies, but it goes all the way through December. But it's only like so many days. September's training season, and then you got, you know, your kill season. But it's the way the days fall, so you just got to look it up in the book because it's weird.
Well, I mean, and that's what I'm saying. We'll have to do some homework and figure out which area at which time, because we got to find somewhere that could do enough people and everything. And of course, it'd be, you know, completely free and everything. You just come out and hang out if you want to. And I'm sure we'll have Sherry and all of Misty's people there. Me and Anthony will be there for sure. Pretty positive we'll end up dragging Mark and Larry and everybody into it and everything. Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm seeing some activity, and I talk to other people that are around here, and it's quite possible that right now is an active time of the year for boogering. But thank you for commenting that, Bill. But no, we're probably going to put together a meet and greet of some kind, and I just wanted to fill everybody in on that. And you know, if if you happen to watch this show and you're in the Eastern Tennessee, North Carolina border area, all that area in there, I've been mapping that area for years, and I've been down through there quite a bit. Now, I haven't been a whole lot right there where Misty is, but all of that going down through there, mostly on the North Carolina edge of it, right there. Man, over there by Brown Mountain, and the name of the gap right there escapes me right now, but been down in there looking quite a bit. And we gotta find a mix of like the timing with the hunting season and a place that's open to the public that can get enough people and everything. But if you know that area and you have recommendations on like a camping area that we can fit a lot of people in, please do hit us up, like contact us and let us know so we can look at it. Tazwell.
Good ones, but the only thing is, I told you most of it is like you can only have one vehicle. It'll accommodate up to 100 people, but they only allow one vehicle to bring everything and everybody in and out. So, I mean, that wouldn't work.
You hold on, Squirrel. Tazwell area. Yes.
Yeah.
The Tazwell area going over to West Virginia, right there. Everybody talks about the tunnel that goes through the mountain right there. That whole area. There's a lot there. That's the area in this part of the state. That's the area to concentrate on.
Well, you know, there's a bunch of ink mines and stuff over there.
Yeah. I'm not convinced like everybody else. Everybody else wants to jump on the caves and everything. I'm not saying that it's not. But you have certain people that talk about, oh, it's the ley lines, the magnetic ley lines. Then you have people that talk about, no, it's the caves. They're following the caves. You have people like Chris that are talking about like aquifers. They're following the aquifers. It could be a combination of all this stuff. I mean, I don't know. But I know from for the past like almost 6 years now, talking to people, are there nude camps nearby? Why?
Only if
Is
you
that
want
where
to run
you're
around like that.
is
Yes.
that where you're going, Joe? Are you going to go hang out at the nude camp while we go do the boogering?
Oh. Be out and see Joe come streaking through the woods at night, pick him up on the thermal.
Joe Parker practically is a Bigfoot. I didn't realize he was like 6'4".
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's like 6'4", 300 pounds. He is a Bigfoot.
Yeah. I thought Larry was one night when we were out.
I'll tell you what, Larry can sound like a Bigfoot.
Oh, yeah. He's got a good call for sure.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, that's the main thing that I want to get out there is that, we're going to try to end up doing a meet and greet. I'm sure it'll be kind of coordinated with Beast and everything. Greg, where have you been?
Greg's got some stuff going on, I think.
I know. He actually was just telling me about some here on the phone just a little bit ago, but we will save that for him to discuss. And I'll tell you something. You know something that I hear a lot, and it kind of bothers me. I know people that have activity going on, not regularly or anything, but fairly regular enough to where they don't want to talk about it because they feel like if they come out and say it, people will jump on there and be like, oh, you don't have Bigfoot activity happening as much as you say you do. How do we know? How do you know? How do you know? Maybe the area that they're at, maybe the boogers just like it there and they stay in that area. I mean, nobody is an expert on this. When people talk about boogers migrate and everything or move around seasonally,
Yeah.
maybe they do. Maybe they don't. We don't know. And, I hate it that people are like, I don't even want to talk about it because other people are going to think I'm, exaggerating or whatnot. And I hate that for them because I want to hear all about it. If stuff's happening right now, go ahead and tell me. I can decide whether or not I think it's legit or believe it or whatnot. And, most of the people that I hang out with, I do believe them. That's why I hang out with them.
Yeah.
What do they say? Save you a bowl of what? Head soup is almost ready. What on earth is head soup?
Do you really want to ask him that?
Joe, what is head soup? Catfish stew is one of my favorites. Is that what head soup is, Michael? Is it made out of catfish heads? Catfish head stew is one. I'm assuming that's what it is. I like catfish. I've had like different kinds of fish chowder before. Never heard it called head soup, Joe Parker. Spencer, fill him in on what I told you. All right. Well, you heard Greg talk about here. I don't know how long ago it was, just not that long ago, a couple months ago or something like that, where his buddy Alan was there at the place and Greg had left for a few minutes and Alan threw some potatoes outside and there was a slap on the house and Alan thought it was Greg trying to get back in the house. Maybe got locked out or something like that and didn't know what the fuss was. And Greg said, no, I didn't hit the house. And Alan was like, well, they heard the slap. Well, of course, I mean, they know that they got him right there. Well, not they, but Greg's got him right there in that area. So they went out there looking around. And Alan was like, "Dang it, half the potatoes were gone," or whatever. He threw out 4 potatoes, and like 3 of them were already gone. And I told Greg that was the booger slapping on the house saying thank you for the
Yeah.
potatoes. You
Yeah.
know, who knows though? Who knows? Well, uh, just this past, I forget if he said yesterday, last night. I think he said last night. But because it's Memorial Day weekend, and Greg is a constable there, they were out helping keep an eye on like traffic and all that kind of stuff, and got back home at about 1:30 or so. And essentially, in a nutshell, Alan was outside on the front porch taking a leak off the front porch and heard a whistle. And he said it was loud and monotone. And then back behind. Now, you have to understand, there's been a bunch of people that have been to Greg's man cave that can attest to this. He's got this Connex shelter structure storage thing out behind there. And they have found quite a bit of like tracks and stick stuff and everything right over there. So they know, and that area goes down towards, it's either a pretty big creek or a river right there, and then it goes off into like Bankhead, right? So they know that area. I hope I'm not messing this up, Greg. But anyway, Alan heard a whistle, and then they heard a reply whistle from further away, and then Alan heard something that sounded like bipedal walking, stomping away. I said that they whistled at Alan because he had his junk out where he was peeing off the front of the shed, but I don't know if that's true or not. I bet they want to eat fast food like we do. Yeah, I bet I want to eat fast food. I don't want to eat anything named head soup. Yes, the ones driving yesterday.
Yeah, did you see that? They were hanging on the stop sign.
They what?
Catfish.
Oh yeah. Oh, you did not use those. That's gross. I didn't know what that was. I was like, "What is that?" He said, "That's flatheads."
Sun-dried flatheads.
Yeah.
Adds flavor.
Whatever. Deer is a fast food. Yes, Mike, deer is a fast food. So are coyotes. But anyway, that's pretty much all I got, Misty. Wait, everybody's got a Misty, just talk to people for a second. Give them the comment. I got to go spray the ribs. Be back in a second.
Oh, you're killing me.
1 second.
All right. You had to put me on full screen, didn't you? Hold on, y'all. Somebody had a comment. I think it may have been Rusty Lewis back here about some plot hounds. We'll talk about some dogs while he's gone. Let's see. Well, I can't find it. But anyways, you had asked about some plots and what I knew about them. Depends on what you're wanting to use them for. They're my favorite to hunt with when I bear hunt. But I like walkers to coon hunt with. So, Sherry, what do you think? Well, I know what she thinks because she hunts a walker, and she does good. Spencer, you can get back on here now. I see you hiding at the bottom. I'm adding you.
Don't do it. Don't do it. I wanted to see how long it would take. She didn't have me to talk to. I don't care. I'll sit up here and talk to nobody. I talk to myself all the time. I work by myself.
I don't have to look at myself when I talk to myself, so it makes it really weird. So I done told Mark we're supposed to go on, I think, Thursday, me and my group, and talk about some stuff that we had found.
Man,
do not put me on the big screen and put me out single while I'm talking.
I'll talk to anybody. My wife gives me hell because I'll talk to people in the grocery store or whatever. I don't care. I work by myself all day and there's no one there. So for 4 or 5 days a week, I'm just working there and I have nobody to talk to. Don't listen to the radio or anything. And, so then when I get a chance to talk to people, I talk.
Yeah.
See, he's slow. Who's slow?
I must have missed something. But I don't know. Why do you think I had such good guests whenever you wasn't here? I mean, they have got some awesome stories. They both are good talkers. So I don't have to do a whole lot when you get people like that. It's like
that's the trick right there, is to just find people that will talk and just let them just get them on here and get them going and let them go.
Yep.
And Bama, one of the people that you had on this past weekend, that is one other thing to bring up. Bama just did an interview talking about LBL with a woman named Linda Eastman on YouTube. I think her channel is just her name, Linda Eastman. Y'all, she has had some really good guests on there. She had a 2-part thing with Scott Nelson, who is the guy that looked at the audio for Ron Moorhead. He's also seen Debbie Jones' audio and said that that's the most impressive stuff he's seen since Ron Moorhead, because Debbie really does have some super impressive audio. But anyway, do what?
Debbie's got a good call. She gets good responses whenever she does call.
Yeah. For whatever reason, it seems like women do better calls. But that channel, though, the Linda Eastman channel, and if anybody if you have a hard time finding it, just message me or something, and I'll point you in the East Burn. Thank you, Noel. Thank you. Yeah, she's good. She's got some good interviews on there, and a lot of the people that she's getting on there, they're heavy hitters.
Yeah.
Not supposed to say what. I'm close. I'm close. I'm not quite in your category, but I'm close. Joe and I bet if Joe and I were ever in camp together, we'd just stay up all night just talking. Probably be boogers walking around us, and we wouldn't know it because we'd be yapping so much.
Getting him and Greg on a chat together, like we could walk off for hours and nobody would even know we were gone.
That is Greg. Greg, we need you and Joe Parker to come back and do a show. In fact, can we do it like 2 weeks in a row so I can just take a vacation? I'll start the show. Y'all get on here and just talk back and forth. We'll get it going. I'll stir it, and that's all it takes.
We'll call it another 48 hours.
Then it's its own thing. Everybody has already given me hell because I do like 3-hour shows with Kumbo. Hey, kiss my butt. If you were me, you would let Kumbo talk for 3 hours too. I'd let Kumbo talk for 6 hours if he wanted to. I want to hear everything he has to say.
Greg said that would be dangerous.
Anyway,
so, are you wanting to talk about the other thing that we talked about? I don't want to mention it because I don't know if you're wanting.
I am. Well, I will. I got to figure out exactly how to do it. So look, here, this is me talking to there's a whole whopping 36 people watching because we don't have any fancy guests. So this is a good time to bring this up. As honest as I can be, there are a lot of people out there that are doing hardcore research. Joe Pass is a good example. The Squatching Cowboy.
Mark
Green's in the woods. Yeah, but like me, Mark Green actually kind of lives in an active area, or like Greg, But like there are people out there that are going out all the time, what we call boots on the ground kind of research, and they are doing the real deal. That they're getting off their butt when they have a free day. They're going in the woods. They're tromping around, they're camping out. They're spending their own money and personal time and everything trying to get something. And whenever they get something, they come back and they show it. And again, Cowboy is a good example because he comes back and heck, he debunks most of his stuff and just tells you, okay, this is what happened, this is what I saw, but I don't think it was this, or did you know this animal, this critter could make this kind of sound and everything. So he's a really good example. There are a lot of people that are doing the boots on the ground, real work, and they're spending a lot of their own money and everything. And we need to, as Bigfoot community, in my opinion, you ain't got to agree with me, but I think we need to recognize a lot of these people. We need to support them. If they have a YouTube channel, subscribe to the YouTube channel. When they put out a video, hit the thumbs up. Watch it. I mean, it's not going to hurt you, and they're actually putting in effort to try and find something, not just for themselves, but for everybody. They'll share it and everything. So,
and if you don't do this, you have no idea how much time you actually put into doing this.
It becomes obsessive.
It really does, because you just feel like you're getting behind on trying to keep up with all the, the stuff that but no, it does. It just, you got a lot of time in just going through your stuff that you go out and try to do.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so what I want to do is, first of all, let me say this. Nobody on this channel, do not do like the money sticker thing on this channel. I don't need your money. Don't want your money. Please don't do that. Instead, support other people that are really trying to make a difference in it. So, to that end, since it's so taboo, and as soon as you say anything about money in the Bigfoot world, everybody thinks that you're trying to get rich off Bigfoot, which is insane. Nobody's ever going to get rich off Bigfoot. Nobody. You're not going to. If you found a body of one, the government's going to come and take it. If you got the next Patterson Gimlin film, half the people in the Bigfoot world are going to say you're full of crap and that it's fake or it's CGI, because they don't understand CGI is really, 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 really difficult and expensive to do. They don't get that. Nobody understands. But anyway, so I'm not going to say anything about money from everybody else. What I'm going to say is I'm going to take a few $100s and set it aside, and I'm going to figure out how to work this specifically so that it's people that watch this channel or people that are on our Facebook page. And I would like everybody to vote one time. Obviously, we can see who all is subscribed to this channel. We can see who all is subscribed to the Facebook page. And I want an honest vote on Bigfooter of the Year that actually really goes out there. I don't care who you pick, and we'll just tally it up and see whoever it is. And then I'm going to say, hey, you got nominated, the most. And here, if there's something that you need, like a thermal, do you know how many of these people are going out in the woods and they don't even have a thermal? Because thermals are expensive. I get that. I mean, I understand. I'm fortunate enough I can afford a thermal, but a lot of people, thermals are expensive. I'm not arguing with that. Some of these people don't even have Mark Green. I had to get on Mark Green's butt to get a recorder just like 6 months ago, right? And this doesn't mean that they don't have money. It just means that, they spend so much of their own personal time and everything like that knowing what they're doing. I think it would be nice if we just nominated somebody, and I'll take care of the monetary part of it. If you want to help, you're more than welcome to. But I'll take care of the monetary part of it. But what I want from everybody is please, please, if you're subscribed to this channel or subscribed on the Facebook page, and I will make an actual post on the Facebook page. I'll make a post. Just give me a few days, or Misty will. And we will start voting. And whoever you pick, let's at least nominate somebody that is actually doing the real work. Because one of the things in my experience that really annoys me is people paying all this money to go to these Bigfoot conferences to listen to the same people talk about the same stories over and over again. And a lot of these people, and look, I'm not trying to point out anybody specifically, but a lot of these people, let's be honest, they're trying to sell books. Okay. And I mean, if I was trying to sell a book, maybe I would try to be on the Bigfoot conference circuit or whatnot. But a lot of people on the Bigfoot conferences are not the people actually going out in the woods and doing the real stuff. That's just my opinion of it. I'm not trying to bash anybody. Don't need no hate from that. Yes, no, yes, they did get a thermal. In fact, they got a kind of cool thermal. It's on a stand and rotates everything. It's remote controlled. But anyway, there are a lot of people that put in a lot of work, and the Bigfoot community, in this community, so often people find out something and they don't want to tell anybody, but they do end up telling people. And then word gets out there about this or that, certain techniques, certain tools, certain ways of doing things. And the next thing you know, you got somebody, plagiarizing it. I mean, I'm just going to say it like it is. Somebody bullshitting and coming out and saying, oh, no, I found out about this, and this is how I do it and everything. And they steal stuff from the people that actually do put in the work. I'm not suggesting that I know all the people that actually go out there. I'm sure there are thousands of people. There's probably people that none of us have ever even heard of that keep it all completely to themselves. They're not a member of any group. They don't get on Facebook. We could use some free carpentry. I would consider doing it if I thought you were going to feed me some decent food. When you start off with something like head soup and those dried giant cat heads hanging on a stop sign, no, that's not how to get me down there. But my point is, there are people out there. They're the real deal. If anything, support them. Support them. If you're going to go to Bigfoot conferences and everything, you should, at the very least, if they have a YouTube channel, like and subscribe. I mean, YouTube doesn't pay you anything. You got to have like over 1,000 followers to get any kind of monetary thing from it. And then it's like, if your video was seen by like 10,000 people, you get $5 or something like that from YouTube. Some of these people out there that get millions of views and everything, yeah, they probably are making money. YouTube doesn't make you money, people. It doesn't. The YouTube thing, everybody keeps saying that in the comments. Oh, they're just trying to up the YouTube channel. YouTube does not make you money. It doesn't make you money. And if you put up the stickers that pay, like where, hey, I'm giving this channel $10,
it goes some of it to them.
YouTube takes half of that.
Yep.
Spence, I liked Beast and Sawdust because of the people. I knew nothing much at all, but it was the people that drew me in. Y'all could be paranormal Fina. That's right, Leanne. Well, it is about the people. And that's why the meet and greet, coming back to that, that's why the meet and greet is important. So that you can come see us firsthand and we can talk, in a personal manner.
Oh.
Yes, thank you very much, ma'am. I appreciate that. And everybody, when you see Mark and Larry, that's exactly how they are when you meet them. Everybody, every single person that I've had on this show that I know personally, when you meet them in person, that's exactly how they are. This is not a popularity contest. It ain't a game. There's Patrick Nobill in chat. Ask him. He's met us several times. We love Patrick.
That's what Mark and I was talking about the other day. I ain't nobody, you know what I mean? And the way some of these people, the things that they have done, and yeah.
It's not me. Alan needs to. Get Alan to make an OnlyFans page.
Yeah, apparently he needs to by the booger whistles.
If you get a booger whistle,
But no, they are. That's exactly the way they are. You think all these people have done such amazing things, and here you're just nobody, and they take you in like your family. And
Yeah.
that's the way they are every time you go camp with them or whatever, from the first time I've been out with any of yous.
Yeah.
You
Well,
can't act with other people.
and also something that goes along with that is, I'm telling you, this is a thing. You can tell your own kind when you meet them. And just like I started out with this channel, trying to do like the barbecue and bushcraft stuff, which I know I've been lazy and haven't done much on the barbecue and bushcraft end of it. But you can tell your own kind when you meet them in person. When you walk up to them and shake their hand or look them in the eye, or you hear them laugh or tell a story, you can tell if that's your kind of people. And a lot of us have way more in common than just Bigfoot. And I'm telling you, when we get together, it's like we have a family reunion 2 or 3 times a year. That's what our thing is. And you can't get enough of that because you feed off of it. You're so glad to be around your family and your friends and your people and everything. To end my rant and tirade, what I'm saying is support those kind of people. I'm not asking for myself. I'm saying find the people that are out there that are doing the real deal stuff and support those kind of people. Pretty please. Other than that, I'm done, Squirrel.
Anybody got anything they want to talk about before we go?
It
Any
is
questions?
extended family, Greg. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like the first time. Well, I mean, I know we've talked to some of you, but just like me and you, we hadn't never even spoke. I mean, I knew who you was just from like, seeing some of the beast stuff or whatever, but like not like knew who you was. Trust me, like I I still don't want to know who you are, but I just gotta get stuck with you.
Squirrel. Ah, crap.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Wait, was that Noel? Did Noel say that? Yeah. How did you get named Squirrel? Go ahead. She went over this last weekend.
My husband is a jerk, is how I got it. I get distracted, apparently, really easy, like very easily sidetracked.
You think?
Squirrel.
Squirrel. Sideways.
Yeah, he's got me in his phone as Squirrel. And then my father-in-law thought it was funny. And then he told Larry, and Larry told everybody else. So now that's kind of how I got stuck with Squirrel.
I was like, damn, if that don't fit. Yeah.
Leanne said, because she's squirrely.
Did you tell Joe about the lawnmower thing?
Echoing.
Did you tell Joe about the lawnmower thing?
Don't think so.
I need some lawnmower blades.
Yeah?
That's weird.
I don't know about my lawnmower blades. I told everybody about tearing up the lawnmower. Y'all, I blew a hole in the side of the freaking mower motor after I fixed it. That's what sucks.
That's what she does. Stop it, Leanne. Stop it.
Oh, I love you too, Leanne.
No. We're gonna do a vote on the damn page. And I know you're gonna kick my ass, but I'm still gonna do it.
You're gonna lose.
Everybody, I know. Everybody Team Misty.
Except for my husband. That's what's so bad.
It'll just be me and JR. That's all I got. That's okay. Whenever I make group t-shirts, I only got to make 2 of them. Sometimes. Oh, and Mark Green, I finally got my t-shirt from Mark Green. They sent it in the mail.
How did you like that? Oh, I wish you could show it. That is,
I don't know. I think it's in the wash. I don't know where it is, or I would show it, but I'll show it next time. Yeah, but I got that from him, and man, that was so nice of Rebecca to make that for us.
You ain't kidding. If anybody didn't know, I had designed us some shirts just playing around, and one was actually one that Greg had kind of came up with a little saying about my pigtails, so that's what's on mine. And then I
Biscuits and
designed
mustard.
one. Yeah.
I bet you like some biscuits and mustard.
Me? No, I do not.
Yeah,
I do. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Yes, I only have 2 because half y'all are damn traitors. Traitors.
Well, we all like you, just
I don't care. JR's got my back.
He said that makes up for everybody else because it's my husband and he takes his side.
That's right. That's right.
That's not how it works. Like each person only gets 1 vote. You said that yourself.
You can say whatever. You can say whatever you want, Squirrel. That's a powerful endorsement. The man that is married to you picked the other team.
Pick the other man.
Shut up. Didn't mean it that way. That went completely wrong. Completely wrong.
My husband and my podcast husband.
Picking the other team. No. Man, this episode has got to get deleted now. Can't have this just floating out there in YouTube land.
Yeah, that's right, Greg. Yeah. That's what Ron says. His has got a little.
It's got the chick holding the moonshine jug.
Yeah,
so it's all good
with her fingers hanging out in some cut-off shorts. What was it? It's what is it?
It's all good when you're walking with wood.
Yeah. There you go. Can remember.
Well, see, if you were a guy, you would know that was not the case.
Yeah, well, I know that's the whole point of it.
Shut up, Joe. She twisted that and turned it sideways quicker than a mother. Damn it, she done messed up the whole thing.
Hey, I told you, you never know where we're gonna go today. That's why he's been afraid people to do this. Like literally, how many weeks? And I've been like, Spencer, we need to just sit down and me and you like talk to the, the live chat. And he's like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. And then he'll like 2 hours later, he always finds a guest. He's like, oh, I got such and such coming on.
Don't nobody want to hear you and me?
You don't want to because you're afraid of what I'm going to say and embarrass you.
No, I'm not worried about being embarrassed. I'm worried about this shit being out there publicly from now till the end of time.
My podcast husband. We're married to the podcast.
I'll die next week and nobody will know my passwords to even get rid of this stuff. And it'll just be floating on YouTube for 40 years from now. And I'll be long gone and people will be like, I don't know who that Spencer person was, but he was an asshole. He was funny, but he was an asshole and apparently gay. That's
not what I meant.
I'm leaving this show up on purpose now.
Oh my God, you're killing me. Oh, broke back stuff. Little sandwich going on.
Stop it. Get our channel taken down.
Oh.
Bye, Leanne.
Bye, Leanne.
Thank you for keeping up with it.
Now, see what you done.
All right. We've gone an hour now. Is that good enough?
I can't see. Oh, yeah. That's plenty long enough for talking to you.
She only says that because she ends up talking to me like 3 or 4 times a week. Shut up. Shut up.
I told him last night he was a pervert because he was bored. And what? I said, you won't want to watch me work and listen to the radio. So me and JR stood here and talked to him for, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes or so. Well, I was
I was just trying to keep you company because you were out there painting. I had other stuff to do.
dangerous being out here by myself. What if like all these paint fumes had caused me to pass out? Nobody would even know where I was at. Like I could have been out here damn
I would
huffing.
have laughed. I would have laughed and waited about 10 minutes before I texted your husband and say, hey, go get her.
Yeah. Remember I came out of the cabinet. I've been putting paint in a
Shut
cabinet.
up, Patrick.
Around,
Patrick, you asshole. Patrick.
Yep. Ain't that what Anthony's tag said? And y'all
Yes. Larry Porch was the one with that. Yes.
Yeah.
He was making fun of us sleeping in the back of that truck, and or Greg was. I don't know if Greg said it or if Larry said it. I think it was Larry. He was like, "Well, you see what
Larry. Greg wasn't there that trip because
he was.
Not Greg. No, not this trip. No, this was the LBL trip. Greg wasn't there.
Are you sure?
I promise you. Like I've met Greg.
Okay. All right.
So it was Larry 100%, but it was funny because y'all come rolling up and in the same thing, all cuddled up and spooning. Yeah. And I told him, I said, all I want to know.
Nobody spooning. There's a fruit fly or something flying around in here, and I keep trying to swat at it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're not. Oh, Virginia's for life for Spencer.
Yeah, I was like, you son of a bitch. Look at Patrick Noble bringing it up. Screw you, Patrick. Yeah.
Oh, look, hold on. Apparently he said to them too because
yes.
Yeah, it was I heard it at LBL from Larry when they come rolling up in Anthony's truck.
he might have said it then too, because he was picking on it then also, but definitely he got into it at Mark Green's.
Yeah, he's my podcast husband. That's what
I already got one. I don't need another.
Oh gosh.
Look, our viewers are dropping off because now we're just rambling and it's done gotten boring for people.
Yeah, but we're not talking about Bigfoot the whole time. It's all right.
I know. Well, that's the thing. Everybody wants to talk about Bigfoot all the time. Guess what, people? Even whenever you go out looking for them all the time, it's only ever once in a while you have stuff happen. It just doesn't happen that often. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, you know, and that's like he said it was when we were at the barbecue place.
Yes, it was. Yep. Oh, Katie, this is not a good conversation. And Katie, be careful. Be careful with the damn shofar. Please, people, please.
Yeah.
All joking aside, I've had stuff happen, like for real, like in the woods, and shit starts throwing things at you and breaking branches and screaming and everything. When that happens, it is a very, very serious situation. I've had black bear 20 feet away from me. I grew up, in the South. In this part of the South, black bear are prevalent. And it's not that big of a deal because you're used to them. Whenever they see that you're there, they turn around and run off and everything. We have bobcats. We have mountain lions, even though they don't admit that. I know you're not, but I know you're not, Katie, and I'm not picking on you. But this does need to be said. Please try that. In my opinion, you can do whatever you want. You're all grown adults. Do not treat this subject lightly. Stuff like the shofar, because you've heard about people like Kumbo using it and they say it gets results. It does. But here, let me tell you this. You probably don't know this. It's a specific type of shofar. It's a specific type of call done in a certain way. It's hard to do. Having said that, if you go out and produce the results that they are talking about, and these things all come in. We're not, who says it's just boogers? If it brings in boogers, what if it brings in Dogman? What if it brings in demons, angels, whatever? I don't know. You don't know either. If you go out messing with these kind of things and you are not prepared for the results, you do not know which way it's going to go, how quick it could go sideways. I promise you, this is not, if anything, this is not Harry and the Hendersons. This is not like, I'm not saying that they're not nice and courteous. Maybe they are. I haven't physically laid eyes on them, but I'm pretty sure I've been around them a couple times. And the times that I think of that let me know they were there, it was not a friendly, hey, you know, we love you and just want to be friends with you and everything. It was, you need to get your ass out of here kind of thing. And all I'm saying is, please be careful messing with stuff that you don't know about. That's all I'm saying. It's, you do your own thing, but please be careful. I'd hate for someone to get hurt over going out just, you know, because you really want to see a booger and do something like that and then get your damn head snatched off. I don't want to think about that or know nothing about that or anything.
I'm sorry. Yeah, no, you're right. But I had I was just waiting on you to see it.
Damn it, pyromedic. I thought we were buddies. I took up for you in chat a couple times.
Hey, Misty. All right.
Took a rhyme note. Yeah, I know. And nothing going live. Yeah, we're going live. Why does it say Anthony hand pink waving? Hand pink waving. What does that mean? What does that mean?
It doesn't show the
Why is it a pink can? Why is it a pink can? What's going on? This show has gotten completely off track.
Emoji is a pink hand. That literally is.
No, have not, Joe. Not that I know of. It's a good point, though. I have tried the elk call several times now. I haven't gotten any results with it, but I mean, maybe I'm not in the right area at the right time or anything.
What about the bull thing? What is it, a drum bull or a bull drum?
Bull? Well, the time that we did it at Mark Green's, now right after I did that, we did the elk call. I mean, like, we probably should have waited a lot longer than what we did. But right after we did the drum bull, actually, I think Mark did the drum bull. We did the elk call. So it was like, I don't know which one went first. Anthony was there. Maybe he knows. I don't know which one went first. Stop. But we did get a vocal response. Now, they didn't come running up to us or anything like that, though. If the stuff about the shofar is accurate, if it is, I promise you, we don't know what we're messing with on that kind of stuff. All I'm saying is,
down the walls of Jericho. I mean, come on now.
if you're gonna do it, you better be prepared to receive what's coming.
And we've got one. Our group has actually got two. You know, Sherry does have a smaller one and a bigger one. But I'm gonna tell you now, we've used that little one before and got results from it.
Greg, shut up. No, Joe, they are just now doing lotteries because they reintroduced them in the northern part, but it's a controlled distribution. They're watching them very closely, and it's a controlled lottery. I hope that at some point it goes back. We used to have them in Virginia. And I hope that at some point it goes back to where they are like a breeding population and they're everywhere, because I would love to get an elk. I'm not in an area where the elk are, though, because I'm in the southern part of the state.
There's a one of the places I was talking about going, not there, but around that
What's
area.
accurate? What's accurate, David? What's accurate? Hold on one second, Katie. I thought it was a horn spoon or pounder horn. I did too. Looking at it at first, I didn't know what you were talking about. Greg, stop. Anyway, I can't believe 30-some people are still watching our stupid asses after we've gone off on this.
Oh, it went way off the track whenever you got to talk.
I know.
I ain't even gonna say.
Yeah. Yes. If you're in Canada, you do have it all up there. Do you have blacktail and muley where you're at, Chef? I've always wanted to try and go to New Zealand and get a red stag. That's always been like on my list too. But elk is the one thing that I want to get at some point. I'll have to go somewhere else because it'll be forever before they get down here.
I want to go hog hunt. I would love to do that. I want to hog hunt with dogs, and I want to gator hunt once before I die. So anybody that does that, y'all, hey, let me know, because I'm up to go try to do a little gator hunting. That would be freaking awesome, wouldn't it?
I don't think can you go gator hunting? Is that like a controlled thing? I think that Joe Parker would know.
That's got tags or something.
Joe Parker would know. I don't think you can just go out and gator hunt. I think you have to have a tag. I think you only get like one a year or something like that.
I don't know, but I tell you, I'd love to.
I know, Donna. I know. Oh, is that what you already had up there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn it! Stop, Misty. Stop.
I don't walk off too much.
Yes, Dave. Yes. It should be treated seriously. The whole subject should. I mean, we all go out there and we have a good time because we're friends and we get together and we're cutting up and everything. And we have a good time. And everybody's like, yeah, I would like to hang out with y'all around the campfire. And it's a good time. And I want y'all to hang out with us around the campfire because I'm sure we'll all get along and everything. But the seriousness of the subject should not be understated. When I talk about like the details of Bigfoot, if we're being serious, I am drop dead as a heart attack serious because I want to figure it out really. I mean, I don't think I ever will 100%, but I treat the subject very serious. And I'm telling you, when people that are serious people talk about the shofar and everything, I promise you that is not the place for amateur hour. That's all I'm saying. I ain't messing with the dang thing because if it brings in Bigfoots, who knows what else it's going to bring in. This dang cold. Florida offers both. Okay.
Heck yeah.
We're both reading the comments right now.
Sorry. It's hard to keep up with. That's why
I know. Well, in a show like this, if you ain't got a guess, we're pretty much just doing it off of the comments and everything. Do they really, Patrick? They have a gator season in South Carolina?
What?
Well, when I go to the beach, we like to go to a little place, Twan. What's it called? Oak Island. And it's right there on the edge of South Carolina, and they've got two gators right there that are like natural. They just came up and they stay in the lagoons right there, and they've kind of sectioned off the areas that they're in. So they'll come up that far. I just can't believe they actually have a gator season there. I thought they mostly were further than that. Even in Georgia, when you get in there, it's mostly the southern half of Georgia where you actually start having to worry about gators.
Well, okay, let me ask you, this is like totally off topic, but since we're talking about gators, do you ever fish for gar? Like, I mean, I know
No,
you
but like right here at Smith Mountain Lake, if you go throw popcorn in, they come right up to the docks and everything.
man, let me tell you, our freaking okay, this lady that I know, she's our neighbor, but she's also a friend of mine. They actually fished for them, and we never fished for them either, because if they bite your line, most of the time their teeth are going
Yeah,
to cut it. If anybody's ever seen gar teeth, they are freaking sharp.
they're
Stick
mini
out to
alligators.
and
Yeah.
yes, they will hurt you in a heartbeat. Well, she was like, "Oh, we catch them, and have you ever tried to eat one?" I was like, "No, I mean, I've always heard that they were like crappy to eat." She said, "No, they are really, really good." She said, "Think about it. They're a meat eater. They're not like a catfish or something like that. That's just a bottom feeder." So hell, we go out and catch some, and she told us how to make lures, and you just take a hook and some rope and make it just so long, and then braid it so far up and burn one end and run it through a big hook and have it. Their teeth get caught in that, and you just cast that out and like drag it across the water, and they'll hit it just like a bass or something would.
Huh.
And I'm telling you what, they'll fight. They are fun to catch, but you better have some gloves and pants and stuff on. I thought I was going to try to catch one time in a little bitty John boat that we've got in shorts and flip flops and no gloves. And he's like, "You ain't even got no way in here for you to do anything with it." I said, "That's okay." I said, "If I catch it," I said, "I'm getting it in the boat." So we actually did. It smacked me in the leg, tore my leg open, but we ate that sucker. That's some of the best fish I've ever ate in my life. But now I'm
No
going to tell
way.
you, y'all, the eggs, gar eggs are poisonous, so do not handle the eggs. If you do try this and you get a female, get rid of the eggs, but you got to have 10. We use 10 snips and a daggone hacksaw to get into this thing, but I'm telling you, it was some of the best fish you will ever eat in your life. Excellent. Pink, looked like a pork chop, and it was almost like a texture of like a chicken or something.
Lake Moomaw is awesome. At some point, Patrick, I'll go up there with you and we'll go fishing, brother. Really? I would not have thought that gar would be any good.
Yeah, it actually really is. Try it next time. Try to catch you one. I'd never thought it either, but they are really, really good.
Huh.
And I'm talking like chunk, like fillets, like almost like salmon or something, like real big, thick fillets. They're not like a little old bony bluegill or, not really even a bony fish. It didn't fillet that way, but they were good.
Well, if it don't fillet easy, you definitely don't want Anthony trying to fillet it. Warm cold gar is like trying to eat a bicycle tube. Eat them while they're warm. You mean right after you cook them, Pyro? Like, don't let them cool down after you cook them? Is that what you're saying? Spencer on the beat. Shut up, Joe. Joe Parker. Joe Parker. I'm going to get Joe Parker back on here. Joe's got more stuff to talk about even than the show that we did with him. And Flat Rock, at some point, you got to come on here. But Joe Parker's got a lot of stuff. Him and Blue Eyed Northern, Pat, they both got a lot of stuff to really talk about. We need to get them on here separately so that they can go into the stuff. And when we get Joe Parker on, I don't want to hear nobody say anything about a 2-hour show. We go past 2-hour show. But the man's got stuff to talk about with Bigfoot, so I will listen. I'm sorry, Katie.
Yeah, I know. We were going to go to Virginia today, and we decided not to because of it being a holiday weekend and just such crappy weather. We was coming to visit you, Spencer.
Yeah, right. I tell you what, that traffic, the last time I went to Gatlinburg, man, that was enough for me where I'm like, damn it, I hate this part of the state.
Yes.
Just getting down there, golly, that traffic is horrible.
I don't go unless I have to. And I'm probably, I don't know, 40, 45 minutes away. And I don't even like
That's,
going.
that's why Gatlinburg has all those cabins. People got tired of sitting in damn traffic and just left their cars, went up in the woods and built cabins.
You ever went through there whenever they're doing like Rod Run weekend or like one of those
Yeah.
Jeep things? It is
Go through there at Christmas time. Anytime around Christmas. I thought I'd beat it one year. I thought we'd go down there at Christmas time. I'm like, there ain't going to be that many people there at Christmas. Wrong. That was the worst time. That was the worst time to go.
Yeah, no kidding. Because you got Hollywood and all that does all the lights, and all of Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, Sevierville, all that put up a bunch of lights.
I did not know that, brother. All right. Keep that in mind. That's all I got, Squirrel. I'm done.
Yeah.
I got to go tend to these ribs.
Yeah. I know I got stuff to do too. I got to pee for one.
She says that at the end of every show, y'all.
Why do y'all think I leave so much through the show? Hey, no kidding. Look, I keep a coffee and a Sprite both shows. And by the time I drink like both of them, I can't make it through a whole show.
I keep a whiskey and a backup.
Yeah. Wow. Those are horrible.
Yes, we are so unprofessional. Does it close? Hey. Does what close? The beach? Your mouth?
I told you before we come with a paper most people would have to sign.
Yeah. If you see us, we're way worse in public. Or in person, I should say. Yeah, we're way worse. At least we're moderating it to some degree on YouTube.
Yeah, y'all don't really see the backstage version. Not edited.
The backstage is where it's at.
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
it's so gay. I'm sorry. What? Backstage is where it's at.
Well, I mean, for the cutting up it. Shut up, Misty.
I had to. I'm sorry.
Good night, Greg. Goodbye, everybody else that still managed to make it through this whole thing. This whole shit show. This is why I don't want to do them whenever we don't have a guest, because I know it will deteriorate into this.
You're the one that went there with my husband, not me.
I've got to end this show before it gets any worse. Flat Rock. Thank you, buddy. Hey, seriously, if you know anything about like activity, hey, even if it's just you have activity in your area right now, just send an email.
That's funny. Thanks, that's your new nickname.
It was a self-inflicted wound too. It was bad.
That's so funny. Yeah, I do.
Greg will be blowing me up with shut up. Greg will be blowing me up with Bud Light memes now.
Y'all, I'm crying. The comments are going so fast now, I can't even catch them.
Yeah, that's what she said at the first part of the show. You weren't here, brother. Yeah, she loaded up on Cookout last night. But no, hey, well, Chef, yeah, man, please do. But if you know anything, if you have any activity going on in your area, I mean, if you just heard something or whatnot, describe it or whatnot, send the email, but let us know so we can kind of keep up with this stuff. I really was, mostly because of LBL and Daniel Boone, I really was under the impression that was more active time of the year in the fall and winter. But I think now I'm starting to really wonder, because I see a lot of stuff happening in the summer. especially in like Alabama and Georgia and everything. But let me know if you got something going on. Just send a quick email and tell me about it. And we can talk about it if you want us to. And if not, we'll keep it to ourselves.
Yep. He said he'll be fishing.
Hey, June is a good time for me. I am finishing up a big job. Maybe I can get with you and go do that, Pat. Anyway, all right. Thank you, everybody, for joining and everything. And I guess that's it, unless you got something, Misty.
I don't think so.
And next week, we will try very hard to have a guest scheduled. No guarantees.
Or we could not. We could like.
We are not doing this again. Not for a while.
No, like we could do this, but like today just wasn't a good day. I stayed up way too late last night to actually be able to pick on you.
Thank God, because I don't need this to go on any further. I'm the serious one here. She's just here for the shits and giggles the whole time.
Hey, I'm telling you, you're lucky. If I had a really, really caught up on my sleep, you'd have got it today.
Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for joining us, y'all. See you next time. And don't forget all the people that we support: Mark Green and Chris Reinhardt, Dixie Cryptid, Mark and Larry, all that kind of stuff. I know I'm missing a ton of people, but whatever. Check them out. Anyway, talk to you later.
Group on Facebook.
Yeah, the SAS group, and join the Woodwalkers page on Facebook. Anyway, bye.
Bye, y'all.
Swipe and steal.